It's Friday the 13th once again. 2 months in a row. Wow. Well, aren't you lucky? This week, we're talking about the one that has a Jason that's not really Jason. And a weird Tommy Jarvis. As this week we talk about 1985's Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning.
Flip the switches to maximum amplification as Parker, Dan, and Angela prepare for their operation. With trivia and plot points scrawled across their walls, laughter and debate erupts as the movie's drama calls. The world may call them crazy, minds gone astray, but genius and passion and madness all dance the same way. Now the show begins to rise from its broadcast realm, and you can open your eyes as we dissect that film.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dissect That Film Podcast, a podcast that dissects the good, the bad, and the ugly of cinema. I am one of your hosts, Brett Parker. Joining me, as always, my wonderful co-hosts, Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming.
Hello.
And joining us for another Friday the 13th episode. When I think of Friday the 13th, I have two people in mind. One of them is Stu, who was on our episode for Part 4, and the other one is our good friend John from DeweyPodmonster. What's going on, John? Welcome back.
Crap my ass. I'm glad to be back. So,
Crap your ass?
best line in the whole movie.
John, you're one of our Friday the 13th gurus. You were here for 1 and 3, and so why not be here for
Someone's
5?
got to defend Shelley. So
Somebody's got to defend Shelley. You will stand on that hill, and I'm proud of you for being there.
I'll be up there with Shelley.
I'll wave at you from the bottom.
Yep. Me and Shelley's lacerated neck will be sitting up there in wetsuits looking very unkempt. It will be fine.
And you'll just have that other girl who's in Part 3 just walking in circles around you going, "Oh my God, they're dead!"
Only for about 3 minutes until someone throws a person through a window.
Got him. You got to do it. You got to do it. Oh, man. But yeah, today is Friday the 13th again. We have 2 straight months of Friday the 13th. And guess what? My apologies to anyone who listened to last week's episode or the last episode of this podcast and went, "Hey, where's Leprechaun 4?" Guess what? That's next one. That's the next episode because I forgot the dates and I didn't realize there were 2 Friday the 13ths back to back. But guess what? Part 6, we got some time because that won't be until November. But today we are talking about the next entry in the series. That is Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning.
If the memory of Jason still haunts you, you're not alone. Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning.
Severe trauma at age 12. Brutal self-defense, murder of a psychopathic killer. Boy, they've given him every therapy they can think of. It's wonder his mind isn't fried with all the drugs they've given him.
The mindless, murderous fury that was buried with Jason has been reborn.
Pete!
And suddenly, terror has become child's play. Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning.
So I feel like I have said my history with this franchise many times. Dan has said his history with this franchise many times. Is it changing, Dan? Is it the same thing?
Just my slight different opinion about this movie. Over the years, about my opinions for this movie have changed. That's about it. Which I've mentioned before in the past.
Save that for the end when you do your final thoughts.
No, prior to watching.
Oh,
like
okay,
prior
well
to
then-
this recent watching, like leading up to this, like as I've watched this movie more and had listened to people talk about it, the more I've appreciated this film,
Okay.
despite its massive glaring issues.
Because I
That's leading
know
up to.
I remember, I mean, when we did our rankings episode, in our second year doing the show, that was an episode that was kind of just like old opinions on these movies, just based on kind of like, it wasn't even like recent viewings. It was just our kind of recollections of these movies and how we felt about them. Maybe the first couple times we saw them. And I know that part 5 was pretty close to the bottom. I can vaguely remember. It was like, I think part 5 and Goes to Hell were like, part 8. We'll see how that one holds up when we get to that
You're forgetting
point.
about the majesty of part 7, which is also just full of so many logical plot twists and telekinesis.
That's normal.
I'm so
Sure.
As much as we're getting to the era of Jason, like part 6 is the high point for me. I'll say it now, and I'm probably going to talk highly about it when we get to it. But we're getting to the, like, after part 6, we're getting to the era of Jason where it's like, yeah, like Kane Hodder is now Jason, but it's now what is happening in these movies. It just turns into the most ridiculous shit in the world. And it gets to an era where it's like, I didn't like a lot of these movies, but I'm very excited to go back and revisit them to see if I have a different opinion, because guess what? I'm going to have a different opinion about this movie after my most recent watch, because I don't feel the same way that I remember feeling when we did that ranking episode 3 years ago. It's just, watching this movie, I was just like, huh. I felt like I was watching a completely different movie than what people were talking about, or maybe what we were talking about back then. So I'm very excited about going through this one. But John, what's your history with A New Beginning?
Oh, geez. I'm sure, like all these movies, I found it in a video store and watched it way too young. It is still at the lower end if I were to rank out all these movies, somewhere in the lower third of it, bottom 4, however you want to. I guess I'd give the bottom, third. That said, this movie does a lot of things. This movie is a turning point for the franchise, in my opinion, in a lot of ways, and I'm sure we'll get into that, as we talk about it. There's a lot of, as a young guy, I really like this movie because there's more boobs in this movie than practically any other horror movie, so that made it an easy watch growing up. Watching it now, I'm nicer to this movie now than I would have been like probably 2 years ago, but I still think it's one of the ones that has quite a few issues on it. And I think the biggest problem with it is kind of the fact that it's a middle chapter to a, self-contained trilogy, and it opens a lot of doors that they immediately come back in 6 and say, fuck that, we're not doing any of that shit, and move on to doing something else. So it's a weird little like sliver of the Friday the 13th lore. And in a lot of ways, it's like the Halloween 3 of the Friday the 13th series, just not nearly as good as Halloween 3 was. So,
okay. Angela, what's your history with this one?
I don't know. I know we watched it a couple years ago.
I do remember watching this on your stream when you were streaming these.
See, that's what we were talking about. I couldn't remember when we'd watched it.
Had to have been at least, it's got to be at least 4 years ago is when you guys were
Wow.
going through all of those, because I think, actually, was it pre-podcast? I think it may have been
I
pre-podcast.
think it
Maybe.
was.
So that's like 5-6 years ago.
But that was the last time I remember watching it. And because we were talking about it, and I was like, it hasn't been that long since we watched it. I said, I can still remember everything that happens like we watched it recently. And he's like, it had to have been 2 years. And now it's been longer than 2 years.
Yep. I blame everybody but me.
Because I clearly remember jumping into that stream and Dan going, I think this one has a lot of boobs in it. And I
Yep.
remember being like, yes, it does. And he's like,
Yes.
and I think you guys looked at each other like, should we do something different? And then Dan went, fuck it, let him flag us.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, don't oppress me, damn it.
I miss doing that. Ugh,
What?
so
the
much
correct
fun.
the correct decision was made, it sounds like. So,
Yes.
Yes.
We did the same. Well, when we did Hell of the Living Dead, we did actually shut the stream off, like the video for the stream off.
Just because it was
Did you?
straight at least 5 minutes. Just
Oh, it was
of her
longer
boobs.
than 5 minutes.
Just of her boobs.
No, yeah, of just her
But
fucking
then-
tits.
Then it would go to another scene where you can see a dude dead and all you can see is his member flopping around. It's like, you don't want to see that either.
Yeah, and like people were like watching, like, guys, don't worry, we did not forget to turn the video off. She's still naked.
Yeah.
Just time going. Anyway, go ahead.
What about you, Dan?
That's about it, dude. This was during the deluge of my late teen years and discovering all these movies. Just watched them in order. And my cousin be like, this one sucks because blah, 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 which we'll talk about when we cover it, but most people probably know at this point. But the reason a lot of people don't like this is the same reason John says about why a lot of people don't like Halloween 3.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the only reason, but I think that's a big part of it for sure.
But I mean, like, from a general perspective, that's the reason. Like, people are like, this is the one where this is happening. Like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of people are like, well, I'm not going to watch it because X, Y, and Z reason or whatever.
Right.
So,
I mean, it's funny because that is kind of the common reason why people don't like this movie. Is the reason that we're kind of, you know, if you're listening to this, you know, kind of the big thing is that Jason isn't in this one. It's fake Jason. But the thing is people's biggest complaint is it doesn't have Jason in it, but it's like, but the guy who's pretending to be Jason is still doing the things that Jason does. So what does it matter? Jason wears a mask. So who cares? It's like saying, like, it's like having a Michael Myers. Like, yes, Halloween 3 doesn't have Michael Myers, and it has its own story that has nothing to do with Michael Myers. So people complaining, oh, this one doesn't have Michael Myers, it's kind of more legitimate because it's like, I get it. But the fact is, it's still a Friday the 13th movie with a guy with a hockey mask on killing people, which is kind of the basis of every Friday the 13th movie. So that kind of reasoning behind it is kind of lame now, if you think about it, because watching this movie yesterday for this episode, I'm watching and going, this is still a Friday the 13th movie. There's still a dude running around acting like Jason, even if it's not Jason. Is his reason things for doing all of this stupid as hell? Absolutely. But he's still doing all the things that Jason does in every single one of these movies. He's just wearing a mask with different colored like triangles on it. And sometimes when he gets hit, he actually kind of winces in pain more than Jason would, because Jason takes some hits.
Well, at this point of the franchise, Jason did wince in pain.
That's true, because he was still a person.
To this
he was still a guy.
Right.
Yeah.
With Roy, and spoilers, it's Roy.
oh no!
He also gets Jason powers to an extent. Like, he can take a lot more of a beating than a normal person. He becomes superhuman strength. He hates the same windows that Jason hates, and he has the same other ticks that Jason hates. So,
I mean, he studied them. He studied them real well. They found all those newspaper clippings.
Yeah, all like 5 of them.
He was doing his research.
Right. I mean, it being Roy over Jason, like, that probably was a gripe for me at one point. Right now, I could care less. Like, there's far more like relevant things to complain about in this movie than Roy. So.
Oh yeah, I guarantee if I went back and listened to our rankings episode, that was one of my complaints. Like, I can guarantee I complained about the fact that it's not Jason. But rewatching it now, I'm just like, why does it matter? The dude's still going around killing people. And there's a good chunk of this movie where you don't even see who's actually killing these people.
Yeah, they give you like 3 red herrings, like a couple red herrings. I mean,
which I think is good direction. I think it was a good idea to kind of have that. You know, I hate to bring it all back to Jaws, but it has that Jaws kind of feel to it where you don't know who's killing them, even though you do. Yeah,
if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Yeah, if you're a big fan of this franchise, or if you're just into horror, I mean, Friday the 13th is just so well versed with even people who may not be huge fans of the franchise, which I've always talked about. I'm not like the biggest Friday the 13th fan, but as I'm rewatching these movies, I'm actually becoming more of a fan. Like, I've always liked the franchise. It just wasn't one of my favorites compared to like Child's Play or Nightmare on Elm Street and, you know, the others. Like, even sometimes I always felt like Leprechaun was higher than Friday the 13th. Maybe not so much now, but I still have fun with those.
Yeah.
I don't know. Leprechaun Goes to Space is a lot of fun. So
that's next
next week, baby. March is great. It's going to be a great month. We got 2 slashers, baby. All right. Well, Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning, was directed by Danny Steinman, who directed a lot of softcore porns, and
hell yeah,
did a movie in 1984 called Savage Streets, with Linda Blair from The
Linnea
Exorcist.
Quigley and
Linnea.
Linda Blair
Yes.
fighting off rapers,
Yes.
not
Oh,
rappers.
yeah. All right.
It's a hell of a lot of fun. It's makes sense why he got this movie if you watch that movie.
Yep.
Okay.
He was also slated to direct a sequel to The Last House on the Left, but after this movie, he retired.
Really?
Yep. The screenplay was done by Martin Kitrosser, Kevin or David. I don't know how I got Kevin out of David. David Cohen and Danny Steinman. It has music by, of course, Harry Manfredini.
He added more instruments.
He did. It's definitely a different score. Well, we talked about it in part 4. That was his first Friday the 13th where he actually wrote a new score for the series instead of just reusing his score over and over again. Listen, if it works, why fix it?
Dude, listen, if I'm going to keep making these, I'm going to use the same song and just add like an extra horn, the drum or whatever.
At least in part 3, we got the disco track.
Yeah, that's true.
Awesome.
I still will put the part 3 theme over any theme in horror history, including Jaws and all that other bullshit. I'm sorry. That theme is so great.
It is so good. I risked a copyright when we did that episode because I just wanted the episode to end with the disco theme.
As you should. So
yes, thank you for taking that bullet for us.
I took the risk and it paid off because they didn't flag it. YouTube, you didn't hear that. This one stars Melanie Kinnaman as Pam Roberts. We have John Shepard as Tommy Jarvis, Shavar Ross as Reggie, Richard Young as Dr. Matt, Marco St. John as Sheriff Cal, Tiffany Helm as Violet, Juliette Cummins as Robin, Carol Locatell as Ethel Hubbard, Vernon Washington as Grandpa or George. I'm trying to remember dude, there is so many people on this cast list. There is a couple Return of the Living Dead alums on here. Actually,
yes.
Return of the Living Dead came out the same year. We have Mark Venturini as Victor. He played Suicide in Return of the Living Dead. And then, of course, we have Miguel Nunez Jr. as Demon.
Yeah.
And
He's
those
awesome.
damn, and those damn enchiladas.
We met that man.
I met him and asked him if he ever had any enchiladas.
Yeah, we asked him for a recommendation for good enchiladas. Right? Is that what we did?
No, I asked him if he ever ate anymore.
Oh, after that, yeah.
We have
seemed like a cool guy.
Oh, that is cool. Like he seems like a super cool guy. I mean, he's been in so many things that people just don't realize. Like I remember growing up, he was in Scooby-Doo for like 2 minutes, and I just never remembered that was him.
He's a Street Fighter.
His story going into 1985 is really unique too, because he was legitimately homeless when they hired him for Return of the Living Dead and this movie. So he was still like living on the streets when these movies were made before he actually started getting consistent work. So it's cool to see someone actually, pull himself up like that and become Juana Man. So
I watched Slam Dunk Ernest, which is possibly one of the worst Ernest movies to be made, and he's in that.
Yeah,
what does that say?
Says he got a paycheck.
I love Ernest movies, but Slam Dunk Ernest just wasn't for me, man. It just wasn't for me.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask. We need to ask a poll. This is for all the listeners. What do you, either if you've seen it or not, what do you think is a better movie, Slam Dunk Ernest or Air Bud?
I haven't seen Air Bud since I was a kid, so it's like I'd have to rewatch Air Bud and see just how cheesy and ridiculous it is. Even though Slam Dunk Ernest is pretty cheesy and ridiculous, but one has
Ernest and one doesn't.
Ernest, and the other one has a good boy in it. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a hard one. Also, I think it's just the fact that I don't like basketball. So even if it's a basketball movie, so it's like I don't care.
I'm gonna guess Air Bud's the better movie. I've watched Ernest Goes to Santa or whatever this year, and that pissed me off quite a bit. So I'm
Ernest Saves Christmas.
With the dog. I'm going with the dog just because Ernest isn't in it. So.
Oh boy. A couple more people that I remember seeing this. We got Rick Mancini as Mayor Cobb, who just kind of shows up for a second and does next to nothing. Rebecca Wood Sharkey as Lana. Yeah, I'm not gonna say her last name because we never hear her last name. Where's the guy? Oh, Bob DeSimone as Billy. He definitely wants to give someone a mustache ride.
Yeah.
and Deborah or Deb Voorhees as Tina, and who literally was hired for this movie because her last name was Voorhees.
Okay.
Well, and because she was wanting to do the full frontal nudity scene.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, well, that was the other reason, because they did have another actress for the role of Tina, but when that actress, I didn't write her name down, but when she went in for the audition, Steinman asked her to take her top off, and she was like, I'm not really comfortable with doing that. Like, she said she was willing to do full frontal, but she didn't want to do that in the audition, which, to be honest, I don't think I don't think that should be a thing.
Well, and they also didn't tell her that it was a Friday the 13th or any of
They
them.
didn't tell anyone that it was Friday the 13th.
movie,
Yeah.
so.
And the last one I'll mention is Dick Wyand as Roy Burns. Oh, and Tom Morga, who is uncredited as Jason Voorhees.
Yes.
And then John Hawk plays him in the beginning of the movie. So we actually had two people playing Jason in this. Yeah, so this came out March 22nd, 1985. It ran at 92 minutes, which is always perfect for any of these movies. Budget of $2.2 million, and it made $21.9 million at the box office. It got fairly negative reviews because of the biggest complaint being that Jason wasn't in this movie, which is like, you don't even find that out till the end of the movie, unless you're really good at picking out the fact that it's not Jason. Especially based on.
I feel like every time I watch this, you notice it more and more.
Oh, yeah, because
right from the beginning,
it's one of those things you just can't forget. So you're just you're picking up on the new, like literally when we get to the scene where you first meet Roy, you just look at the guy and you're like, oh, this guy's gonna be up to no good. Like, there's no subtlety at all.
One of my favorite scenes in this movie is when he goes and they pick up the like the greaser kids that he killed. And Roy's like, the cop's like, I just wish I could find out who did this. And Roy's like, you talking to me, cop? He's like, no, Roy, get the fuck out of here. I'm looking for the person who killed these people. He's like, okay, cop.
He seems to be in a great mood because he's all tore up earlier in the film. He's fucking chipper as shit at this point.
Yes,
oh yeah,
he is. Yeah, we'll get into all that. But I mean, if you guys are ready, I'm ready to hop into the plot of New Beginning. Let's do this. All right, it is time to dissect that.
Oh shoot! I was
film.
I got distracted. I was reading something over here.
You were looking at this.
I was over here.
No.
And he started doing it. I looked up. I'm like, oh, it's too late.
No.
We're done.
Dan's just going to make sure that he is anywhere but where his mic actually is when he's talking.
Yep. 100%. I'm trying.
Do you want to do it again, Dan?
No.
You feel left
done.
out now?
It's over. No,
Okay.
It's over.
All right, fine.
You can't redo it, dude. This is a one-take show.
Then let me continue. God.
Wait. We should talk about it some more.
Okay. This one opens with little Tommy Jarvis. He's wandering through the rainy forest or his neighbor's backyard, because this is Corey Feldman, and he was supposed to be involved with the entire movie, but because he was doing the Goonies, they only got him for this opening scene, and he was filming in one location, and they literally went to him and they filmed this entire opening scene in his neighbor's backyard.
Okay.
That was pretty funny.
But worked for what it needed to be, so good for them.
I love that he goes up to Jason's grave, and it just looks like a little kid wrote Jason Voorhees on a piece of cardboard that he spray painted gray.
Buried him like 4 inches beneath the dirt.
I was just about to mention the fact that like these two goobers walk in and are like, oh, let's go dig up Jason. You're like, you guys are dumb.
Why not?
Yeah.
Like, they just needed more body count. Like, just kill people at the beginning. Fuck it.
And
thank God they buried the psycho killer with a fucking machete. So
yeah, that's safe.
Oh, he's not complete.
I mean, I can understand why you get rid of it, but
you can't. Yeah. Sorry, Jalen. I'm sorry. Carry on.
No, you're good.
But yeah, these guys literally walk up to the grave and they just start digging, and like 10 seconds later, they're like, oh, there he is. They're like, pry it open. It was like, you could have just brushed the dirt off. You didn't even have to use the shovels. You could just push. Oh, there he is. They prop this bitch open. They see earthworms coming out of Jason's mask. And these guys are shocked at the sight of Jason in his grave. And I was like, you guys wanted to do this. What's the problem?
Like, what did you expect? Was he going to be in there like with D cups like everyone else in this movie?
That was the requirement for all the female actors
Yes.
to have certain.
Oh,
cup
no.
sizes.
That actually, you know, that would have been a pretty funny plot twist if they just gave Jason like a huge rack for this grave scene.
Yeah, it would have been very, very off-putting, but it would have been like, man, it makes sense.
Yeah, for
Steinman's
sure.
coked out of his mind behind the scenes, like, give Jason tits.
Yep.
Because that's the story that Danny Steinman was high as hell throughout the entire production of this movie, literally letting his actors kind of just do whatever they wanted.
Okay.
And supposedly everyone was, except for the guy who actually uses cocaine in the movie. So,
I was about to say he shared his cocaine with them, so they didn't have to.
his was baby aspirin. So,
Yep. Just such a
But
also
he's-
weird thing to snort, but okay.
well, he also said he was the only person on set that night that was not using actual cocaine, which I think is funny.
Yeah. So once these guys are shocked at the sight that they see, Jason comes alive and he stabs them both. Okay, what were we expecting here? And then Tommy is just watching this all happen, and he's just like, "Oh God, as Jason wanders up, and you get the transition of him coming down with his machete, and then it turns into a guy that looks nothing like Corey Feldman waking up, and it's all but a dream.
I had a horrible
Puberty's
nightmare.
a
I was
bitch.
Corey Feldman.
Puberty is such a bitch.
Yeah.
It is.
So this movie takes place 5 years after the events of Part 4. So this technically, I think, takes place in 1989. If you think really hard about the timeline of this series.
Wait, it takes so Corey or Tommy Jarvis aged about 10 years in that 5 years?
Yeah, because he was 12 in Part 4, and he's supposed to be
Was
17
he? Oh,
in this.
shit.
Yeah,
Cocaine's
That
a hell
doesn't
of a
seem right.
drug.
because the first
Yeah.
one technically takes place in 1979, because
Right.
because of the tombstone of Mrs. Voorhees in Part 4. So yeah, we meet a 17-year-old Tommy, and he's being transported somewhere, and it's like a mental health facility that's bringing him to a place, because you can read the little tag on the side of the van. And there's one of the guys in the front seat. He's just flipping through a Playboy, just not hiding it or anything, just flipping through, just looking at all the pictures. Yeah,
He's reading it for the articles.
yeah, sure, he sure is. I forgot when you read, you turn it sideways like this. Oh, that's a great article. Let me take this page down. We then see what we all wait for in the beginning of these movies, and that is the awesome title cards. Like we get I think we get we get Jason's mask, it says Friday the 13th, and then Jason's mask explodes through
Well, yeah.
through the title, which is the
As they do.
opposite. Well, it's the opposite of Part 4, where it's his mask, and then the title smashes through the mask. They were just like, let's
Oh.
reverse it.
Because he's back this time. So the mask has to
Yeah.
go through the title.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Yeah.
It's stronger than ever. And it's the blue one. They actually put the blue mask in the title card. Not that in 1985 everyone was picking up on that, being like, "Oh, that's not Jason's mask."
There's like 4 people. Like, well,
Well,
that
hey, there's
doesn't
no
look right.
mark in his mask. There's no mark up here, and it's not blue.
Yep.
Well, if you look at the one they used on the poster, it doesn't have any of the
That's not-
chevrons on it. It's got the 40 holes on it.
That's the Jason mask that's in Bride of Chucky. When you look into at the police station at the beginning of that movie, there's the evidence cabinet that has all of the other slashers' weapons, has Freddy's glove in there and all that. But then it's
It's-
generic Jason mask, which is the mask on the actual cover of this movie.
It's the
That
one you
mask
get
is
at
shit.
it's the one you get from Kmart that says Lake Killer mask. It doesn't say
Yeah.
Jason Voorhees mask. So
We are now at Pinehurst Youth Development Center, and we meet Pam Roberts, someone who loves to say her name many times. She says her full. I've never
I'll tell you her name 4,000
Damn.
times.
The
at
full
different
name,
volumes.
too. Hey, my name's Pam Roberts. Yeah, Pam Roberts. Pam Roberts. Okay, Pam. We get it. We get
Reggie,
it.
get up. It's Pam.
Yeah.
Pam.
Pam Roberts.
Pam
how many
spelled
Pams do
P-A-M.
you think are in this mental institute?
That joke will never get old.
Never.
No.
But yeah, we pull up, and Tommy, he's not much of a talker. He's kind of the silent type. And he gets out, and I love that. I called him Playboy Guy because I didn't get his name yet, but his name is Billy. And he's a real swell guy, as he makes a crude gesture to Pam as they walk away. And I'm like, oh, man, this is the guy. This guy. So we meet the doctor, or what the hell is the doctor's name? Matt. And
Sure.
he pretty much is like, hey, so this place is kind of like a free for all. Like, you guys can kind of like do whatever you want. Just like, don't do anything illegal. And of course, like,
Don't fuck in the neighbor's yard.
yeah, don't do that. And then immediately that happens with somebody. But yeah, he goes through like Tommy's like file, and clearly he's gone through some shit. It's like, yeah, he literally killed a serial killer. I think that's something that'll traumatize you for quite a bit.
Just a little.
Yeah. So Tommy goes up to his room. He throws a knife under the mattress, which is always a classic move. You gotta be
Kershaw.
Gotta be prepared. I didn't know what it was. I figured you were going to tell me that.
No, I only knew because it said Kershaw on the blade. That's the kind of knife.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I just was like, knife under mattress. I've seen this before. Oh, we're getting flagged now. Weapon on YouTube.
That was a book. That's just a.
It's a tool.
Light. You didn't see nothing. It was a book light. Clips to the side.
Listen, it wasn't out. It's...
Now my dick. But you'd really have to zoom the camera in for that one.
You could probably whip it out right now, Dan, and no one's gonna see it.
You could put a flag on your dick, and then you'd really be getting flagged twice down.
Yeah, I'd be like, we'd censor it, but like it's not even worth.
So
like,
just put a flag.
Yes.
Just put a flag there, and it just says for YouTube purposes. And
Yes,
it's just
Yeah,
the flag.
there you go.
We flag it ourselves. Mark.
Yeah, don't give him any ideas. He already doesn't want to record with pants on.
I've done it. I've done a recording wearing zero pants.
I know.
Hey, you got to be comfortable, okay? We sit for these things. Who cares?
I have to be comfortable too, and I don't want to see it.
Oh. I mean, I guess your comfort is most important, since you do have to sit next to him. We're across screens from each other, so it does not affect me in the slightest.
Yeah.
But for you, if it affects you, then it's important.
She's just mad because it stares at her.
Oh God! So
Typically it has one, but you know.
Till I put Google.
Did you get
Docs
a
on
Jason mask for it?
Oh my
You gotta
god,
get a Jason mask.
that'd be good. Are there
Here, I
serial
got a
killers?
speed printer and
Like
I'll print you
not
one.
serial killers. Are there slasher villain themed condoms?
There
There
sure
should
is.
be.
There has to be. They're probably the worst
Yes.
quality piece of material. It's like made out of
They
like
all
a
got slash
plastic
marks in
bag
them.
from your grocery store.
No, you just got
Cut.
slash marks in them, so everything like
So it defeats the
for
purpose.
some reason
of
they
it.
make you bleed. So
Oh
No, there's-
no!
no, there's-
The
there's
ridges
speed
are on the
holes.
inside. Ow! Why is it so sharp? Why am I
Ruffles, I knew you shouldn't have made condoms. I like where this episode's going today. This is
Your
good.
dick turns into the inside of your mouth after you have a bunch of sour Skittles.
Ah.
That's so rough. Oh God.
Oh, that's awful. That's great. I love that. That's really good.
So yeah, Tommy's getting himself kind of acquainted with his room, and he goes to put stuff in the closet, and a fake spider pops out, freaks him out, and that's when we meet Reggie the Reckless. And the dialogue they give this kid is just—it's so great.
stupid.
Because it's stupid, because it's so stereotypical for what I think they would have imagined. Like, it's a young black kid in the 80s. How do they talk? And it's like, have you ever been around a young black kid in the 80s? Clearly not, Danny Steinman.
I almost hesitate to say this because someone's going to get pissed at me, but you know how you know they didn't know the character they were writing for? They have a young black kid in the 80s. He hears cops and he runs towards the cops. That's not what would happen.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not. I mean, listen.
Gotta go. There's action. That's not what people do.
Well, hey, hold on. I will point this out. Regardless of your race, something happens, people just flock out of their house. So
Sure,
I get the
but
joke.
I think I'm not even saying it as a joke. I'm saying it's like there's certain people in the world that don't run towards cops, and it's not just like a color of your skin thing. And if your cousin is a dude named Demon and you're calling yourself Reggie the Reckless, maybe you should be Reggie run the fuck away from sirens when you hear them. So,
You need to be like that kid in the Halloween remake. He
Yes.
just fucking leaves.
yeah,
That one kid that the
Oh,
babysitter
in
gets murdered, he's
2018.
like, I'm
Yeah.
just out. I'm just
Yeah.
fucking out.
Yeah.
He
Or
sees his
2018.
he sees his babysitter get stabbed, and he's just like, "Fuck this, woo,
Mhm.
out of there." But yeah, we find out that Tommy's only luggage is he packed up all of his masks from Part 4 in this bag, and I love that Reggie literally was like, "Wow, man, you got some really cool masks." He was like, "Would you buy these?" And he was like, "No, I made them." And it's like, what? He's in as much disbelief as everyone who watched Part 4 and went, "No way that 12-year-old made those masks."
They don't even look as nice as they did part 4.
Oh, they were probably different. They were well, for one, Savini
Oh.
wasn't involved in this one, so they weren't his masks because he
These are
probably wasn't
Halloween
given.
USA masks, like
Oh
all
yeah,
day.
I mean they weren't terrible, but they definitely weren't as the quality of them weren't as good as part 4's because of course it wasn't Savini.
Nope.
They got him from a Spirit Halloween store.
Yeah, but yeah, Reggie. I mean Reggie's a great character. I really, even though his dialogue is weird, he's just, I don't know, he's fun to have. He's fun to be around. Like he's always cracking jokes. Like he's always just trying to be the cool kid, and he just wants to see his brother, man. He just wants to see his brother.
He brings an element of fun to this movie,
Yeah.
and movies like this, for all the things I'm sure we'll get to that are not great about this movie, they're supposed to be fun.
Mhm.
So if
Yes.
Reggie the Reckless in his like neon red jumpsuit is what's going to make this movie fun, put Reggie in there.
And to be honest, that is kind of the feeling I've been getting rewatching these movies. Is I feel like I've been having more fun watching them in this current watch through. Is just like, because I feel like I remember watching this the last time, and that's probably been, I mean, probably since I watched it on your stream. So it's been 5-6 years since I've seen this movie, and it's just like I don't remember having as much fun. But like watching it last night, even with taking notes, which sometimes I feel like I miss certain things or I have to pause it just to take a note. I I was having a good time. I was having fun watching what was happening and like meeting these characters, and like some of these characters I just remember kind of sucking. Like, to be honest, I will say it now, the characters in this one are way better than part 4's. Like, I don't like most of the characters in part 4. I said it in the episode. Listen, a lot of them are kind of just generic, hey, teens having sex and doing like things, but there are some characters that are like, I don't know, like they're just more enjoyable to be around, or like be in a scene for more than like 30 seconds. Cause like Teddy in the last one, man, him alone,
Teddy sucked, dude.
I could not stand
Teddy
that
sucked.
character.
Teddy does suck. I'll give you that.
Teddy sucks. The other guy sucks. The one who cheats on his girlfriend, like right in front of her. Like he sucks. Like Crispin Glover is the best, in my opinion, is like the best character of that group, because for one, he's Crispin Glover, and two, he's the dance alone. Just is like,
Well, yeah,
that dude's so cool.
the difference, Friday the 13th isn't known for having great characters in any of these movies. The difference is in part 4, as minute as it is, they take a little time to develop these characters and give you something about each one of these people that are there. In this movie, pretty much everyone who isn't named Roy is there to get murdered. That's it. That's what they're there for. There is no point where they, like, you can make the argument that what's her face gets a little bit Violet gets a little bit of development because she has this long weird dance scene in the middle of the movie, but like there is, other than being cruel to these people with mental handicaps that they're depicting in here, I'm thinking specifically of the guy who tries to ask the girl to like sleep with him, which is not the best way to deliver like a pickup line, but she also like crushes his balls to bejesus and back. So, you know, take good with bad.
Yeah, she didn't have to laugh.
Right. There's literally no one in this movie that is a developed character. They literally all show up, be obnoxious, and we wait for them to get the fuck murdered out of them by Jason or occasionally Vic. That's it.
But even then, like, they don't even have to be developed. I just think, like, just some of the actors are more enjoyable to watch.
Hey, that's
like
fair.
Miguel Nunez, I like his character.
Okay, maybe
Honestly, I know people
that's
don't
kind
like
of the
it, but-
direction I'm thinking, is like it's not the development of the characters or the characters themselves. Maybe it's just the actors are more enjoyable. Like, I mean, I liked the Jarvis trio from part 4. I think they're ultimately I think they are the best character. I mean, the mom doesn't really do a whole lot, but the sister and Tommy, of course, you know, I like their kind of development, even though the sister is kind of an idiot, letting some random dude just kind of sleep in their backyard, and like go into their house. It was just also really weird. I don't know. The characters in part 4,
But
are
he's
just
so
all
good
over
at
fucking
announcing that he's getting killed when he gets killed.
He's so
He's
good.
very good at that.
He even called her. He's like, well,
Yeah.
hello. He's still killing me. He's like, damn,
Yeah.
he's terrible at killing you because you should have been dead by now.
He's living
Oh.
by sheer willpower at this point.
But I mean, listen, we're about to talk about probably the best character in this movie, who literally is better than any character in part 4, and that is Ethel, because the cops show up, and the cop tells Matt, he's like, hey, so listen, I don't care about your whatever the hell's going on here. I know you're helping these kids and all, but like you gotta make sure they're not fucking over on Ethel's, in her yard, because she crazy and she'll kill you. And who would show up like literally 5 seconds later, but Ethel and her dim-witted son Junior, who always has things in his teeth, which always bothered me. Every time he talks, you can just see his teeth, and you're just like, stop talking. But she's so good. Ethel, how are you? Bullshit. Or this is horse shit.
She's very fun. I enjoy her.
She's great.
So crass.
But
I don't know if you guys have Apple phones or Android phones, but you can make stickers out of shit now on your phone. My wife hates me because I've made a sticker out of Ethel and I send it to her at least 40 times a day. So
Nice. Good.
It's the instant, like, I disapprove of anything. It's Ethel is the response. I don't even say words anymore. I just send to Ethel.
She, oh my God. She is just so over the top, but it's like perfect for this movie. You're just like, she's just so fun. She's so fun because she's great. She's the worst, but she's so great at the same time, She's memorable. Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Oh God, she is. Yeah.
But I like the last thing that the cop says is like, hey, so I heard you got that Jarvis kid. Yeah, good luck. And then just like leaves.
Yep. See you later.
Like, oh, okay, thanks. So we meet Joey, which we see a glimpse of him earlier when Tommy's getting, driven into the facility. Joey's like walking with one of the girls. But we meet Joey. He's got a candy bar in his hand. He's got chocolate all over his hands. He's just he's a little slow, clearly, based on kind of how the conversations that he's having with these girls. He just wants to be helpful. And of course he's not being helpful because he's getting chocolate all over the sheets. So he looked like he shit the bed.
More a metaphor, I think.
Yeah. And he gets upset because they tell him to get lost. So what does he do? He goes over to the angry guy chopping wood. Like, this dude already looks pissed off. Joey cannot catch a hint. He goes over there. He's trying to offer him a chocolate bar. The dude wants nothing to do with him. And I love that he puts the chocolate bar on the spot where he's axing the log and just axes the chocolate. He's like, well, if that's how you feel, then I'm going to go. And Vic's like, well, if you walk away from me, I'm going to freaking stab you in the back with this axe. I'm like, wow, this is literally the reason this entire movie happens, was because of this incident, which is the most ridiculous thing in the world.
This guy's just angry.
It gets so much better, though. Like, after Vic does, well, go ahead, because I'm sure you're going to say what Vic does here momentarily. So,
well, he kills Joey.
He kills him spectacularly.
Yeah.
But the way when they show the body, like, there is so much more damage done to this body than what Vic did to him.
Oh yeah,
leading up to it.
Well, that's all we see, because it goes black after when he does attack him. So yeah, he could have just been standing there over his body, just like going ham until someone stopped him.
That's true. We do see the Naked Gun police car show up and break things up. So
yeah, and like I love the one paramedic when they pull the cover back, and everybody's like, oh God. He's like, fucking pussies.
Yeah. Chewing his gum.
I was like, yeah, dude. All right.
And then of course, this is the moment that triggers the second paramedic, which is Roy Burns. Because when he pulls it back, you can see his eyes get this big, and he's just like he's just terrified. He's
looks like he shit himself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the other guy's just a douche. Then we get a random scene with two greasers. They're broken down on the side of the road. They are, one of them is trying to get the car started. The other one's giving him shit the whole time, because that's how it works. The one guy does the work. The other guy's allowed to just go, are you done yet? Did you fix it yet? and then
go take a shit.
Yeah, go take a shit in the woods. And I was like, I'm only taking a shit in the woods if it's like dire. Like if I know for a fact that I cannot make it to the next location that hopefully has a bathroom, like that is when I'm taking a shit in the woods. I'm not just going to be like, I kind of feel like I got to take a shit. I think I'm just going to go. And you're like, no, I'm not. And also this must have been one that was like turtling, because he takes a shit for about 10 seconds. Fastest shit I've ever seen, or ever, we don't see it, but It was literally like, boop. He didn't even have anything to wipe with. He just bounced out of there.
Seems to be a common thing in this film because it happens later too.
But he also goes so far into the woods, like, bro, it's just you and your friend who you may be in a relationship with, because it's kind of, I feel like this is a gay couple, but it's one of those things where it's like, why'd you go so far into the woods? You could have just like went up that little hill, went over there. It's like,
hey, I want to be in private when I have to go take a shit. Just saying.
I mean, he wasn't Pirates. He wasn't like doing it in front of him. I said you should just go a little bit, like, you don't have to go like a mile into the woods.
But
maybe he was just being polite and wanted him to smell it. So
yeah.
He can't concentrate on fixing the car. He's like, oh my God, dude, what did you eat? Oh, it's terrible.
Enchilada.
Like you said, must have been bad. He just has to go. He's like, I just get out of the car. I take shit.
I think it would have been so much better if he really, like, it was like a dire shit he had to take. And he's just like, he runs like clenching his cheeks, like running weird. I gotta go.
Like Demon. Much like Demon.
Yes. Yes.
I do like that 2 people in leather pants get killed in this movie taking a shit. So.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah. It's very thematic.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So while the other guy's coming back, the dude fixing the car gets a flare right in the mouth, which is actually cool. I like that effect. It like zooms in on the head, which of course is a dummy head, and they stick that flare in the mouth. I love that the cheeks, like his mouth completely glows from the flare.
Yep.
It's a pretty good kill.
It's very sexualized for a road flare in the mouth, but I mean, it works for this movie.
Which I guess is kind of another like innuendo, the fact that these 2 characters might be gay, like they might be a couple. So it's kind of like the reason why that this kill is the way it is.
Yep.
But then we get the totally improvised scene of the other guy coming back, and of course his buddy is draped over the engine compartment.
He's really going at it.
He's like, either you're really going at it or you already fixed it. But then he's starting the car and he does the rat-a-tat-tat-tat. It's not starting. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Yep.
Totally improvised.
I love how he's trying to start the car with his face in the car. Also smart. So
yeah, he'll be.
I think it worked as the belt catches him. Whole cheek is just gone.
Yeah, it was back in the day when those cars had metal fan blades. Just
right.
He'll be fine.
Just blood just splurts on the windshield.
Mm-hmm. It's everywhere.
He was already dead. But yeah, he gets the generic neck slit. It's kind of the old fashioned, grab the forehead, sink, and then they're done.
I wish he would have taken a tool or something from like fixing a car and just like.
Actually, that year, I couldn't figure out quite what it was. Angela and I were talking about it. Somewhere, I didn't look it up, and I could be wrong. It's somewhere between a 70 to 72 mid-size Ford or Mercury, so a Cyclone or a Torino. So, he need.
Wow.
They used to have bumper jacks, so it was the long, pointed end because you'd use to pop your hubcap or whatever. It goes in the jack, and you have the lug end on the other one. Yeah, you could like just stabbed him in the fucking head with one of those or some shit like that.
Yeah, definitely could have been more creative. I mean, you got to think though. I mean, we didn't talk about it, but the fact is, like, all of these movies, the MPAA was just like, gotta cut that, gotta change that.
Basically, like, from this movie on is where they start doing that. So
the fact that there's as much nudity as there is in this movie, and it's still got an R rating, is pretty wild because there was supposed to be more, like way more. Like they got to the point where they were like, there was people associated with this movie kind of going, are we like, what kind of movie are we making? Is this just another one of his softcore pornos? Like what is going on?
Scary porn. Ooh.
Like was it one of the producers, I think Mancuso, Frank Mancuso Jr., who's been involved, his father was involved in the first one or first couple, and then he kind of took over from there. He was one of those, like, I don't know what are we doing here? Like, what kind of movie are we making? And kind of had to right the ship with Steinman because him and Steinman were at it for a lot of this. So yeah, so they're both dead. We are now back at the camp or the facility. It looks like an old campsite. Like it looks like it's Crystal Lake. Like it looks like Camp Crystal Lake to a degree. It looks like an old cabin. Which I think they're in Crystal Lake. Like I think
they are too, because I always question, why would you send Tommy to this place of all the places in the world? Why would you send him here?
Send him far away from here, not to the place where he down the street he killed the serial killer.
Perhaps not in the middle of the woods. Just maybe.
Put him in the middle of the city. I mean, Jason does
Right.
go to Manhattan at some point, but
We got 3 movies to get to that.
yeah,
like,
we're
he's not there for a while.
not a problem yet. But it is breakfast time at the facility, and we get this whole thing where Viv is setting up the plates around, and she accidentally sets up the extra plates for the 2 dead one for Joey and for Vic, who will not be there anymore, which Reggie mentions. He's like, yeah, well, I don't think they're gonna be here ever. And Grandma's like, Reggie. But of course, then they give her a bunch of shit because the stuttering kid he's like, why would you set extra plates for dead people? And she's like, it was a mistake. We've literally been living with these people for the last however long they've been there. Like, it's just kind of, muscle memory. I'm just doing what I do every day. Fuck you,
the
man.
one girl sitting beside her calls her an idiot, and it's like, she just made a mistake.
Yeah, what
It's okay.
This is why they're all in a mental asylum, because they feel the need to give people shit about how many plates they put out for dead people.
Oh my God. But then one of the kids, I can't remember this kid's name, but he comes in wearing one of Tommy's masks and scares him and then takes it off and like chucks it at him. And he's like, oh man, it was just a joke. I'm like,
it's like punching him. Take a joke.
Yeah,
Take
why
a
is
joke.
that the
Take a
common
joke.
thing with Tommy? Like, everybody's just got to be like poking the bear. And then Tommy does like a jiu-jitsu move and just flips him onto a table.
F5s his ass onto the table. Like, oh my God, he's broken it in half.
Yeah, it's Eddie.
Tommy definitely has been watching some JCVD movies to do this.
Yes,
a couple times. So.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite parts of the movie, dude. He just rocks that motherfucker.
Dude, he does. And then Matt comes up. He's like, Tommy, it's okay. It's okay. So he's like, well, can you tell people to stop pushing me or poking me or whatever? Like, clearly that, like, why are we watching him do this and nobody's going, hey, man, don't do that. Stop doing that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
It said Matt and Pam are sitting in there going, do you think something bad's going to happen if he keeps doing that? I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. And then it happened.
We should do something. Somebody should do something.
I feel like it's our responsibility, right? We do run this place.
You would think the first rule of like crazy Crystal Lake like counselor house is don't taunt and like prod the guy who murdered the murdery guy. Like maybe
clipping that is a great one. I want that on a t-shirt. The first rule of Crystal Lake Psycho House.
Yeah, I don't even know what we're calling Crystal Lake Looney Bin, Crystal Lake.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
Crystal Lake Crazies.
Yeah. Crystal Lake Mental Health Greens or something.
Mental Health Greens.
Well, it's 2026, so it would probably be like Crystal Mental Wellness Lake or something like that. So,
yeah. So we're at Ethel's house, Ethel and Junior's house, and she makes a real good stew, at least according to Junior, who is just absolutely disgusting. This man is so disgusting. He's just like constantly talking as he's scooping more in his mouth, just all coming out. You're like, bro, come on.
You're already like, will someone please kill this motherfucker?
Yeah.
Just so he's out of the movie.
Yeah.
So,
It's the worst. But then some random dude just shows up to the house and she's like, who the fuck are you? He's like, yeah, so I kind of need some money.
I came here to add to the body count.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm just a random guy. Like, I literally am here to die. But I need some money and I can, do some work if you want. She's like, go clean the chicken shit out of the coop, put it behind the shed, and then I will fill your belly. But you got to get it all. And he's like, all right, see you later. And then you see him one other time.
Yeah, and like the guy's like, it reminds me like a character of a cowboy movie, doesn't he? He just fucking shows up. He's super polite. He's like, yes, ma'am. And like he's gonna go do the work, get his food, leave. Nobody asks his name. The man with no name, if you will. And then she just shits on the dude. Like, that's an ugly motherfucker.
Because even because like this guy's not a bad, like doesn't seem like a bad guy. I mean, you don't know his backstory or anything.
He uses a shower.
He's just a dude. Yeah, he does. He's just a dude. And even when he's peeping later, I'm sorry, if you're fucking in the middle of the woods, you're fair game. If someone walks by and wants to watch, like that's on you. Like you're in the middle of the woods. Like I don't know what to tell you.
Look, street performers.
Right. Listen, I don't know what to tell you. Like when you're in the privacy of your own home, like if someone's peeking through the window, yeah, that's not that's gross and illegal. But like, if you want to do it in the middle of the woods where there is no privacy, and some dude, like, if you're gonna do it off of a hiking trail, and then someone's going for a hike and they walk by and they're like, I might stand there for 15 seconds and see what this is all about, and then walk away. Like, I'm sorry, you can't get mad at that.
Give them like
that's on you.
No, lift her leg.
I know, you give them advice like, do it this way, and then you go behind a tree and they're like, who was that?
Oh, dude, have I ever told you? I probably have. I had to have told you this. This is a goal. It's a life.
I don't know,
goal.
Dan. You got to tell me. You got to tell me.
Yes,
I'm just concerned at where it's going.
No, you've heard this story. My goal is to.
I was watching this person fuck in the woods, and then I killed this entire camp of kids.
Yes. That's just the start. Surprising, you just nailed it.
Wow.
I want to not like inappropriately anyway, but like just like come across, like you walking down a street and like somebody has their window open and they're clearly fucking, or you're in a hotel and they're like clearly fucking in the next room or something. I just want to yell in the top of my lungs into the other room, just stick it in her pooper. This is like I've always wanted to do that. I'm a child. It needs to happen. It's like bucket list item.
See, you had the chance when we lived in that apartment and we heard the people above us.
I don't remember.
Clearly.
The real answer, if you ever hear someone say that, you have to respond, it's already there, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Just looking out for them is all.
We're 10 steps ahead of you.
Yep, see, that's all that matters.
Oh man. So we're at the crime scene of the two greasers. And Roy's there, and he's looking a lot more chipper than he did the day before. So, okay, we got to write that down as another attribute for Roy. Maybe he's the guy. But we got the scene where the cop is just like, what psycho is going around here and doing these awful things? And Roy's just like, you talking to me, Sheriff? He's like, no, Roy, but hey, good to see you. All right, I'm gonna go back to talking to myself. He's like, oh, I thought you were talking to me. He's like, no, just go do your job, dude.
God, what a weirdo. He's oddly chipper today.
Yeah, it's like, I just saw him yesterday with that other dead body, and he was petrified. This man looked like he had just seen a ghost. And today there's 2 dead bodies, and he is like, he's having the best day of his life. This is kind of suspicious. Should this be suspicious? Nah.
It's crazy how it doesn't look when the body doesn't look like the headshot that's in his wallet. He's far less upset.
Maybe he had some bad enchiladas too. People need to stop eating at that Mexican restaurant.
It's true.
Yeah. Well, we do also get the information that Joey, his mom died in childbirth, and then his dad disappeared. They don't know what happened to him, which is kind of like another little thread there. We are now with Billy, the pervy orderly, or whatever the heck you want to call this guy from earlier. And he is going to pick up the waitress from the local diner named Lana. And we get the moment where she's fucking with him, when she's, they're talking to each other before she goes back in, and she's like, oh, what are you here for? It's like, I'm here to take Lana out to go. And she's like, I'll go ask her if she has any interest in you. I love this conversation between them. And then she goes inside, and we get the where she's changing, and she unbuttons her shirt. And she goes, it's showtime, which the actress came up with herself. Which
man wants tits, give him more boobs.
Yeah. And we then go back outside to Billy, and he's doing some lines, and of course he's talking to himself as he's doing them, which is always the best thing about these movies, is everybody has they always are talking to themselves, which I guess is normal. I talk to myself a lot, but that also just meant because I'm crazy.
I mean,
but just like everybody else in this movie, they're all fucking crazy. So
yeah, true. I love this car though. It's a Dodge Charger
68.
Oh, you want to know why I knew it was a Dodge Charger? Because it's the same rims as the General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard.
Do you know how I knew it was a 68 Dodge Charger?
I don't know.
Has circle tail lights.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do remember that was it 69 had different headlights?
Well, 69 and 70 had different tail lights. 68's the only year with the 2 circle tail lights on each side.
What year was the General Lee?
I don't fucking remember.
I just remember seeing the rims.
Yep.
And I was like, those are the same rims as the General Lee.
He fucking comes in hot though at this fucking.
Oh, he does like a donut before he like pulls
it's
into the
fucking
parking
sick,
lot.
dude.
And he's got
excited.
man, this is a dude who's just like, I don't care what I look like. I'm getting that hot chick who works at the diner. I mean, this
Like,
dude is.
It's not like there's
This dude is.
It's
this
not
dude,
like
Go ahead.
it's not like there's a lot of options in town. It's
No,
either him or Roy, and
Yeah,
Roy's clearly busy. So
Right. I mean, clearly this dude is, like we talked about, he's a big old perv.
do you think
But
he puts cocaine
actually-
in the gas tank of his car? He's like, drink up, Sally, because he just seems like the guy. He gives her
I feel
more
like by
horse.
Friday
Ride with me.
I feel like by Friday the 13th standards, he's about as gentlemanly as any other guy in these movies.
true.
So,
Pretty much.
very, very true.
Come on, sugar tits, let's go.
Well, he does the thing where he's like, hey, Lana. And I was like, dude, like, give her a chance to respond. You've said her name 5 times in the last 5 seconds. Can give it a couple seconds, man. But
Bring it down.
during all this, he gets a nice axe right into the top of the head. And then we get a cat jump scare in the diner. I'm like, why the fuck is there a cat in this diner? This doesn't seem sanitary. They serve food
I was going to say
here.
because that's
Keeps
why
the
because
rats
they're
out.
not concerned.
What?
Keeps the cat dander in.
Mm,
Pros and cons. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong though. You're not
gross.
wrong.
But she goes out to look, and Billy's not there. She also finds, I like that she finds the coke. Like, she's not even concerned with the fact he's not there. She's like, "Oh, yeah, whatever." But she finds the cocaine and then
Priorities.
notices the blood on the ground. And then, of course, our killer walks into the picture. You just see his legs. And then she gets an axe right to the stomach.
I think it'd been funny if like every time somebody disappears, like it's either they state it or they're like, oh, they're probably out taking a shit. And it was just this running gag of people taking shits throughout this entire movie.
That's what this movie is just full of. It's just people taking shits.
Has to
So
be.
Rebecca Wood Sharkey, who plays Lana, or Lana. Is it Lana? I think it's Lana. I
Lana.
keep saying Lana.
Yeah.
Potato.
Lana. We talked about the fact that she improvised the scene in the bathroom, but she also, when she had the prosthetic of the axe in her stomach, she was walking around like to people who didn't know that there was a movie being made to freak them out.
Hell yeah.
I love those stories. So
I love
So
that
good.
shit.
So
the Evil Dead stories in Tennessee on Sunday mornings are some of the best. So
Oh, I didn't hear. Well, hey, you know what? Like I said, when we go, if he's there, we'll ask him.
all right.
See what
Do
he
it.
says.
Where are we going?
You thought you said what's his dick? It's supposed to be at one of the horror
Oh,
conventions.
Scarefest.
Yeah.
what's
That's
his
his name.
stick?
That's his name.
So we get more
There's like
Jason.
several people you could be referring to as. I'm sorry.
Uh,
Several
what-
what's his sticks you could be
The
referring
fucking
to.
director, Sam Raimi.
Sam.
Oh yeah.
Sam
Okay.
Raimi and his brother and shit supposed to be there too.
All right.
Ted's always at conventions.
Yeah, that's when I go there. I'm like, hello.
Hi.
We're near from where you we're near where you recorded that show.
You mean where you
See you
filmed
later.
that
That's gonna be the end of
movie?
it. Movie, that show. It was a pet project.
Oh, Tommy's having more Jason visions, and this is where like you could tell that he's having visions about the real Jason because this one has the red mask and the axe mark in the mask to show you this is real Jason. What we're
See
dealing
the
with isn't.
difference?
But also, we haven't actually seen the killer with the mask on yet, so we don't even know that there's a fake Jason running around yet.
We also don't care. We got boobs and we got murder. We're good.
Yeah,
And drugs.
And
And a cat.
drugs.
and
Hmm?
then we get a scene that is like, why is this in here? Because it like you could have cut this entire scene and it wouldn't have made any difference to this movie. And that is when we meet the mayor and he's freaking out because of these killings. He's like, what? Who could this be? Like, who would be coming to this small place and killing all these people? And then the sheriff's is like, I think it's Jason Voorhees. And the guy's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, he's already dead. They cremated his ass. He's like, did anybody see him get cremated? Like, hey, how about this? How about you find a live or a live suspect and then we'll talk. And then, but
Unlike
again,
Jaws, this is a very reasonable response for the mayor of this city. So
yes. But then you never see him again, and this doesn't make any difference.
What if
Right.
what if they're like, we need to do a manhunt? The mayor's like, we need to do a manhunt. Or the sheriff, we need to do a manhunt. We'll find this killer before the Christian Boy Scout community comes in for the camping trip this weekend. I'm embellishing on the story. and they're like, "Hey, we found your serial killer." Like, that's not the right guy. Well, let's split his gut open to make sure to see if there's any remains of his victim.
Now I like this.
He's like a smaller man, but he's wearing a like an umpire's mask.
They got him flipped
Not
upside
like
down like a
hockey.
fish.
It's not the guy. It's not the they got him strung up.
Oh,
And
what?
And then Richard Dreyfuss shows up. We
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
check him out.
They do call him the
Pulls his
garbage pail of
just
the
pulls a
woods.
license plate out of his ass for no reason.
Says
So-
New Jersey on it.
right.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome.
So we are now with what were the characters? Eddie and Tina.
Roy. Oh, sure.
Eddie and Tina, they're gonna go have sex in the woods, and this is when they find just this like little clearing. They lay a blanket down, they do their thing, and that's when we pan
How
over, and
convenient.
the stranger is just watching them. And again, it's his right to do it. Like, yeah, it's creepy. It's still creepy, but it's like you're kind of in the woods, like.
Technically, they're the ones breaking the law, so he's just observing.
True.
So-
Well, I guess you're right. I guess if you're going on somebody else's property and they're doing that, like, yeah, that's weird and it's illegal because
I'm pretty sure it's illegal to fuck in the woods no matter where you are. So
Yeah, it's
True.
a decent exposure. Well, technically, it's private property. Maybe a little dicey. I don't know, because you shouldn't be on private property. But I will say this: if you ever get caught and if you ever like see people having sex in the woods and they're coming up to you like, "What are you doing? Watch people having sex?" It's like, "I'm neighborhood watch, dude. Neighborhood watch."
But
I was-
also,
I was
what
vigilance?
Why are they
Oh, well.
here?
I don't know. Why is this guy
See-
here? He's nowhere near a chicken coop.
Yeah. Well, he gets it real fast. Like he gets killed really easy. But it's like, again, it's not a very interesting kill. He gets stabbed in the stomach and then that's it. You're like, what was the
Ugh.
point of this guy being here? Literally just to be another kill. Which there are quite a few kills in this movie that are just like stab off screen. You're like,
Yeah, so my
oh.
pancreas, my weak
damn.
spot, like falls over, or appendix, or wherever he gets stabbed at.
But also, Eddie lasts probably 20 seconds. Like this sex scene is 20 seconds long because it literally goes from them undressing and starting to the stranger who watches for a good 10 seconds, then gets stabbed. And then when they go back to Tina and Eddie, Eddie's like,
I
I'm
gotta
gonna
go
go
wash
wash up.
He's gonna go stick
In
his
the
dick in the lake
fucking-
or something.
I guess.
Yeah, what do you
Fish
what dude?
takes it.
Why don't you just wait till you get back and just actually use a sink or a tub or something, not the river water.
Yeah, better be careful, dude. There's like walleye and shit up there, dude. Northern pike.
Is that what's that fish from Anaconda, the one that Eric Stoltz talks about? The erotic,
Fuck, everybody always
something-
asks this.
the one that
The one that swims up the urethra or whatever.
Yeah, it's a catfish.
opens up
Type
its
of-
spines and bitch to get out.
What
Yeah.
is that
A
called?
Ritamu, a
I'm
Q or something like that. I don't know. It just sounded like that.
I just don't want it at all. Thank you.
No.
Ice Cube the fish.
Oh, so he goes off to wash up.
Got it.
What is it?
John Boyd.
It's the kangaroo. Close. It's the kangaroo.
Does it look like John Voight?
No, but I googled name of the dick catfish, and that's the game. That's the name. That's what Google gave. Is the kangaroo.
Google's like, we know.
Listen. We've been listening to this whole conversation. We know. The authorities will be warned soon.
Oh, so
Our
yeah,
doorbell rings.
while he's gone, of course, we get like super long, lingering shots of her laying there naked in every angle you could possibly have, like close up, far away, above. You're like, God damn! Like, I mean, little boy Parker's not is having a good time watching this, but like as an adult, you're like, yeah, I mean, this is a good view, but boy, this just doesn't feel like the same movie. Like I'm watching something completely different. But then, of course, we're back to being Friday the 13th because then somebody, is over her with some hedge clippers and just, and then, oh man, when he closes them and you can hear the snap.
Oh,
Such great sound design.
It's good.
Love it.
It's
But
good.
they don't show it, and that
No.
part's
Yeah.
this is where these movies are not as good as they used to be because
Yep.
fucking show it, man. It's
Yeah.
like
I think all of these should have like a full-fledged unrated cut that's like fully cut and filmed just the same way as these theatrical versions, because I would kill to see those.
I'd be right there with you. And then we get a stupid kill after this. So
Oh, the belt strap one where
it's only so I don't. I'm sure you're going to say this. They wrap this belt around, Billy Two Pumps or whatever his name is.
Billy Two Pumps. Yeah.
They start. You see Roy start tightening it to the left, and he goes, 3-4 times around with this belt. Then they cut to the dude's face, and he's like, "Ow, ow, ow!" And then they cut back to Roy, and he starts turning to the right. They cut back to the guy, and then they cut back to Roy again, and he turns to the left. So he's actually tightening and untightening this belt, and somehow that kills him. So
the guy's like, "Oh my god, I think I'm able to get out," and then he's like, "No, I'm gonna tighten it again." It's the other direction. You're like, "No."
Just the way John described it. He's like, "Ow, ow, ow! Stop, Dick! It hurts." Like he's like, "I'm like, quit, dude, quit. This isn't working like I had planned."
Well, he walks up to Tina's body, and of course she's like laying on her side, her ass is out. He doesn't see her face yet.
He's gonna kiss her first.
Yeah, he was. He comes.
Yeah.
He walks over to her, and I just wanted to be like, "Hey, you ready for round 2? This time we're going for 30 seconds." And yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't get the opportunity because he's dead now.
Well, this is a funny stark contrast to what happens in the next movie. Well, we don't see it, but the implied, like, the woman has been riding this dude for like 20 centuries and he just can't take it. Inside the RV, which is an awesome contrast.
Well, that's the funny thing, and like, not to talk much about part 6, but part 6, like, because of how much nudity and stuff was in this one, not part 6 has, I think, no nudity.
None. There's none.
There's no. It's not just because of part 5. It's because the director wanted to make it more like he was a big Frankenstein fan, and that's why there's a ton of Frankenstein themes and like iconography throughout that movie. But he just didn't think it was necessary, so he just didn't do it. They didn't stop him from doing it. He just chose not to. Fair. But it's a pretty stark contrast compared to this one, where it's like, shit, it's been 30 seconds. Better put another nipple up there. So
I'm surprised Go ahead.
I think this franchise going forward cut the nudity down by a lot. Like, I don't think there's a lot of nudity in much of the rest of the franchise. I mean, you get a little bit.
7 has it. 8 has a pretty good amount in it because it's got the girl with the whole. Yeah, it's got the girl that tries to sleep with the principal. That
I didn't even think she was naked in that movie. I thought she was
naked
wearing
in that scene.
Oh, okay.
So, at least part of her is. There's not a ton in the remake, I don't think.
There is.
Oh no, there is
There's
actually.
That sex scene,
remake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, you're right. It's got.
Your tits are stupendous.
Yes, stupendous.
I forgot about that.
That's right. Yes.
And it's got the dock scene where he pulls her up out of the water. You're right. Okay.
Yep.
I haven't watched that one in a while. I guess I'm overdue. So.
Yeah, you should. It's a good movie.
Oh, I love the.
For getting all my nipples and all my nudity in 2009. So
the quota.
I know.
So Pam is going to bring Reggie to visit his brother Demon, and Matt's like, "Hey, maybe you can have Tommy tag along because he's kind of just being a sad boy over by that tree." Listen, I mean, depression.
Hey,
sucks.
Tommy, we know you got this trauma and you're all upset. Why don't you go meet this dude named Demon and see how that goes?
Yeah, I love how she tries to convince him. She's just like, "It's gonna be fun," and I'm like, I don't think it's gonna be that fun for him. Like, it'll be fun for Reggie because he's going to see his brother, but like, what's Tommy gonna do? He literally just wanders around, then ends up running into freaking Junior, and Ben beats the shit out of him.
As you do.
Yeah. I do love though when we visit Demon and he he talks about the enchiladas, but he's also offering a bunch of other food that he just has in his van.
How old is this food?
But I love Reggie's reaction to seeing the girl in his car. He's like, "Where did you get one of those?
What are those?"
I want a spin-off movie of Demon just driving around to different campsites and like annoying campers.
That would be great.
I'd watch it.
That would be great.
Called Demon Days.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just have them go like clog up their outhouse and then leave.
Yep. Dude, listen, if I'm out there taking a shit and somebody's fucking with me on what I'm in, like, that would get me so much. I'd be so pissed. I don't do it to your ass. You do it to me.
Ooh. I ain't touching it.
Hairspray underneath the door. Just kidding.
So I do love though that Reggie, when Pam walks up, Reggie introduces her as his girlfriend, and she just kind of goes along with it, like, whatever. But yeah, Junior shows up and Tommy's out there, and we get the same thing where Junior like is talking shit to him, and he's like poking him in the chest, and then he just beats his ass.
Rightfully so.
And it's great.
It's so good. But I love that Pam has to run out. She's like, Tommy, stop.
My name's Pam. Please stop.
It's me, Pam Roberts. Please stop doing that. So they get back to the campsite. I don't fucking know what you want to call this place, but they get back there and Matt's gone and the cook's gone, Reggie's grandfather. So, of course, you know that they're dead. There's no way they're going to be alive. So we're just going to wait to see where their bodies end up. And so she goes, I'm going to go take this truck fucking rules, by the way. This is a beautiful truck. She's like, I'm going to go find them by myself. That seems like a great idea. Junior, we then are back at Ethel and Junior's house, and Junior is just constantly riding his dirt bike around the yard screaming to his mom, who's just like, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to make your stew.
Yep.
This is one of the most... It's one of the most satisfying deaths in this entire franchise because
because this guy, he's the worst. But he's constantly screaming for her and driving around, and then finally just gets his head lopped off, and it's so good. It's just so satisfying.
And there was much rejoicing.
Yes.
Yep.
The entire theater stands up and claps.
I would have.
Yes.
And then of course because Junior gets killed, Ethel's next. That's just how it has to work. Yep. And I love, though, that she's just like, finally, shut the fuck up. But then gets a freaking
meat cleaver to the face.
Meat cleaver right to the head, yeah. And I guess this one was supposed to be way more graphic. Like, you were supposed to see her head just, like, completely split in half.
Damn.
But it's more...
Cowards.
It's more like a flash where, like, you know that she gets hit and then her head falls into the stew, which, to be honest, didn't look great.
It kills an innocent tomato.
Oh, yeah. Ugh, the squeezing.
I was trying to figure out what kind of stew she was making the entire time. Yeah.
That was a big ass freaking vat of whatever it was.
Something.
Considering who she was feeding, I don't think it really mattered.
True.
No.
So we always get these moments in these movies where this perfectly good truck somehow dies randomly. She can't get it to turn over. You're like, but why? Just randomly like that? Or just convenient to just have this happen? All right.
You got to rub its belly.
Yeah. Does anybody do maintenance on their vehicles in these movies?
So I'm trying to remember, and forgive me if I'm off by a year or two, but I think it's the 61 to 66 Ford. It's got the old twin I-beams. They used to advertise, they had the I-beam suspension. They had the big boat logos, and my cousin had a black one. And this is, I believe, the exact same truck he drives in part 6.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, I guess that's a nice little connective tissue from this to 6, because I feel like when they did 6, the only thing they really wanted to kind of connect was the fact that Tommy Jarvis was in the movie.
Yeah.
See, I don't even think they do that, because they almost ignore everything that happens in this movie and make him such a different character. Like his character in part 6 feels like a natural progression from Tommy in part 4 to Tommy in part 6. Tommy in part 5 is, I'm quiet, I beat up the annoying guy, and then I disappear just long enough to make you think that I'm Jason. Then I come back and I guess stand around till the end. So
yeah. So we are back at the house, and Jake, who is the stuttering kid, he's the one who's in charge, and he's watching a movie with Robin, I think, who's a girl who kind of does nothing in this movie. Until she
except show her tits,
shows her boobs, and dies. And he asks her in the worst way possible if she wants to have sex with him, and she laughs at him. And then, of course, he gets embarrassed. He literally goes up and goes around the corner and is just like tears in his eyes.
Like, leave me alone. I'll be in my room.
Yeah. And like when he walks away, she kind of realizes like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But also, he shouldn't have asked you like that. That was just a terrible way of asking.
I would like to have sex with you.
So this scene of her going to her room and getting undressed is just like, we didn't need any of this. Like, it's just boobs for the sake of boobs, where she takes her top off. She's still got her underwear on, and she goes into bed. And instead of her pulling her blanket all the way up like a normal person does, she has it perfectly under it, so her boobs are still out when she's in bed.
They need air. You gotta air them out.
They gotta breathe too.
That's why women take their bras off, right?
Yeah.
See, there you go. There's your answer.
Yep.
Straight from the source.
Okay.
100% of American women agree with me right here.
But guess what? Guess who's
Brett,
dead?
are you saying when you go to bed, you don't like pull the blanket up just to about waist level so you can leave your little dick and balls out to let it air out at night? I think that's how you sleep.
Your blanket has like a window, like right here. You just like peel a flap.
No, I
off.
sleep.
Now you're that's Mormon.
I
so
sleep
that's
on
a whole different group.
I sleep on my side towards like the edge of the bed, and then you just lift the blanket just in that spot, so there's a nice airflow.
It's because its dick is so huge, it has.
It actually hangs
just in case.
It actually hangs off the bed. The monster that lives under there, he kind of tickles it once in a while. He's like,
I roll over and it just slaps him in the face. And he says,
"Oh God, I can't wait to be older and just look back at these episodes and be like, what the fuck did I talk about back then?"
Let your wife listen to this episode. This is a great one.
Sometimes I'm glad she doesn't listen to the show.
Hey, did she watch the show with you?
Did she watch what show with me?
This movie.
She was in the room when I was watching. Fair. She did the occasional look up and see what the hell's going on the screen. And I always look over when there's a scene like this, and I'm like, I wonder what her reaction will be.
It's like when people are like,
and usually it's
yeah. It's just like you're like that one guy. And you're like that one guy, and like the stuff, like the woman's naked, you're sitting next to your girlfriend or whatever, and you're just like not looking at the screen, you just got like sweat rolling.
Oh, I don't
down
care.
Your face, like don't look over. But no, I know it don't bother me either. I'm just like, it's people doing work. It's their job. That's what they got.
Listen, I tell her what movie I'm watching, and you got to expect this is what's going to pop up on the screen randomly.
Yeah, it's true facts.
But yeah, so Jake gets killed shortly after. Before the whole scene with her being naked in the room, because when she goes up she sleeps on the top bunk, guess who's there but Jake's dead body, and then she gets the old Kevin Bacon through the chest, but you don't see it. Like, it's like such a bad angle, and it's like, okay, another kind of lame kill of, like, no satisfaction to it, but also it's another character who's just exists to die.
The entire cast.
Yep. Then we're with Vivian, and she's doing her awesome robot dance. And the song that she's listening to is pretty dope, by the way. I want to look the song up because it was actually a pretty catchy
It's called
song.
It's called There's a Man with No Eyes.
Is that what the name of the song actually is?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
So,
okay.
Well, and it's I forget who wrote it, but it is available to use on Instagram, and at least Instagram will not copyright strike you. I don't know about YouTube.
What is it called? The Man with No Eyes?
It's called The Man with No Eyes. Yeah.
All right,
I'll send it to you. I found it before, so
I'm gonna see if I can find it. Do you know the band?
Not off the top of my head. I'll send it to you tomorrow.
Yeah, that'd be good. Because I'm like, I don't want to sit here and try to look for it, but it's a catchy song. I like it. Oh no, where'd Angela go?
She's still here. Shut up. Keep going.
Okay. But yeah, she also gets killed in kind of a lame way. She gets attacked by faux Jason and pinned to the wall and then stabbed in the stomach, which you can clearly see.
You know what her original death was supposed to be?
She was supposed to be stabbed in the fucking vag. There's actually
shot it. Well, supposedly they shot it because there's pictures of the aftermath.
Yeah, she's like posing,
sort of.
And it's like just blood covering her crotch.
I don't. The pictures are great. I'm like, oh, it looks like she kind of had a good time at least. So.
I'm 100% posting all these BTS pictures. I don't care if YouTube flag it. If Dead Meat can post them, I can post them.
Hell yeah.
Fair point. So
yeah, but her death, another one where you're just like, come on, man, like this is just.
It doesn't even look like her. They go in. It's like the same. It's the same like wife beater that Daniel's wearing right now, and they stab like a pillow 6 times. They're like, yep, that's her.
It's
got her.
Yeah.
Pillows and boobs are the same thing. I mean,
100%.
Also, I guess she was supposed to be topless at some point in this too. Like they really wanted
Probably.
every female character to have their boobs out at some point. And it's just like this
God
character.
damn it. We were supposed to have her topless, but we already killed her. What the fuck?
Damn it. We'll
wish
just
they
make,
would've done
we'll
that
just
with
make sure no
everybody.
women in this movie wear bras because no one wears bras.
Oh, yeah, no.
So we are back with Reggie, who comes back to the house and discovers all the bodies in the one room. I love that. Roy literally moved them all to one room. It's like,
Just stacks them up in a big pile.
Speaking of that, which is funny, just the lightning goes off, just a pile of white people, like, oh shit. But we never talked about Demon dying, did we?
oh no, we didn't.
You had to go sing about enchiladas.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going back to it. Yeah. How did I miss that? I literally have the note and I must have skipped right over it. What a dumb.
We were just
Goddamn
talking.
enchiladas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
We
because
didn't
it was
sing about
right
enchiladas,
because I was
just
talking
maybe.
about Junior getting his ass beat. But so Demon has a tummy ache and he's got to take a shit because those damn enchiladas. And he goes into the outhouse and his girlfriend just goes up and starts shaking the thing.
That's what we talked about. We got distracted after that because I was just saying I'd just wreck some motherfucker for that shit.
Yeah. And then they start singing. Well, mostly they're just going, ooh, child. Ooh,
Or baby or whatever.
ooh, oh yeah.
You know what song
ooh,
they're singing? You
baby.
know what beat
Ooh,
they're
baby.
You know what beat they're going to, right?
No.
No.
It's Why Do Fools Fall in Love.
Oh.
I knew what song Crispin Glover was actually dancing to. I didn't know what beat they were going to. So.
Well, but like just the way he sings it, because it's
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it, but it's like ooh yeah. It's Why Do Fools Fall in Love.
I guess there's
Oh,
an
it's- I
awesome.
I like
grew
that
up
he
listening to that.
mixes.
Yeah.
I like that he mixes in. You're gonna get it, bitch, between every ooh baby, ooh baby. So,
Yep.
Well, because she
He's
stops.
just keeping it real.
Well, because she
Right.
stops singing and then he starts
pushes
Somebody-
the porta potty or
somebody's
whatever. Yeah.
like hitting it, and then he opens the door and sees her dead body, and then freaks out, and then he's got to like dodge the pole
Spear
that's
or
or the
whatever.
spear that's going through the side. For one, if you know that you see this thing stabbed through, maybe stand in the middle of the room. Don't
Yeah.
go to another wall.
But
where there's-
also wipe, please.
Yeah, it was like a
Second
quick-
person who
Yeah.
does it.
Hey, maybe he had a ghost poop.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But yeah, R.I.P. to Demon and his girlfriend. So Pam also discovers the bodies that Reggie finds, and they're all in Tommy's room. So you kind of get this like slight thing, like maybe they think Tommy did it, but then that goes nowhere.
Yep.
Because we get our first look at the full quote unquote Jason of this movie, because we see the mask for the first time. We see the killer from like his whole body, and it starts to rain, and I went, why does it always rain at the conclusion of these movies? I feel every Friday the 13th it's raining at the end.
Why not?
Yeah. Well, also there's one major reason why it's raining is so that Pam could wear a white shirt with no bra underneath, so you can see her boobs under her shirt.
Yes.
I think it's the best part about that is when she falls chest first into the puddle of mud, and then they told her roll around in it a little bit. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then she gets up and her shirt's clean later.
Yeah. When she's at the
What
hospital.
happened?
Why is
she
this so
also
weird?
has a disappearing and reappearing pink sweater that is
Yes.
sometimes on and sometimes off depending on the camera shot.
Oh.
I have it in my notes like sweater, no sweater, sweater, no sweater.
It's literally like they'll run. She'll be running from like the house to like the truck or something,
Yeah.
and like the first cut she's wearing it, then she's not wearing it. She trips and falls, isn't wearing it, then it's back. Like the fuck, how that happened?
But they find the douchebag paramedic dead with next to the ambulance, and you're like,
With the gum in his mouth.
Well, I wonder who the killer could be then. That's like another clue on who it is. And Reggie discovers this and just fucking books it. He is gone. And Pam's like, Reggie. But I love that he runs like a mile ahead of her and then goes, Pam, where are you, Pam? Like she's gone. Like you ran
Reggie,
away.
I'm Pam. Come back, Reggie.
Hey, Reggie, it's Pam Roberts. It's me, Pam Roberts.
So when she
Come to the voice of Pam.
when she's shaking him, asking him the name, it's like, well, it's not your name, so I don't know whose name it is.
Oh, Pam. But yeah, this is where we get the shot of her running through the woods, and she has a sweater. And then the next shot of her, there's no sweater, and then her sweater just magically reappears again, and you're just like, whatever.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's all right. But this is when she finds Matt, like railroad spike to the forehead into the tree.
No idea where that came from.
Would have loved to see that actually happen, and said it's another kill off screen, lame as hell. Which I will tell you, this will be one of my biggest complaints by the time we get to the end of this, and I give you my ranking on this movie.
Why is there I for one have not seen a train or heard one in this entire movie. Why are there train spikes? What are you doing, guys? Come on.
I haven't seen one in this entire franchise.
I've seen a train track.
Right.
Yeah.
Why doesn't why doesn't it happen on a train? Like, why has nobody done that?
I don't know. We got a
Why
boat.
hasn't Jason gone to the hood? That's what I want to know right now.
I think it's the closest
he is
he's
from
gotten
New Jersey.
is Manhattan. Yeah, true.
That's true.
So yeah, and then they find Gramps is dead too, because he's the iconic body through the window. They're like, oh well, there's Gramps. Okay, kind of sad we didn't get to see what the hell happened to him, but he's there.
Doesn't have eyes for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You forgot to put him in.
But guess what? We didn't see it, so who cares?
He can't see without his eyes.
He can't see without his eyes. Jamie Lee Curtis is there for some reason. So yeah, Reggie is a badass and like freaking plows through the barn with this tractor to attack Jason. He literally hits him with the tractor. It's like, oh.
My favorite thing about Reggie driving the tractor is years later watching him in interviews, like, I drove the tractor. Like, okay, dude, right on.
We kind of could tell. Like, I could tell he was actually driving that thing. But also, right before the tractor scene, we see Pam fall down and then forget how legs work. Like, she just cannot get up.
But she remembered to tell him it's Pam.
Yeah.
Don't kill me. I'm Pam Roberts. Please.
Right.
Reggie, get the tractor. The tractor's name is also Pam Roberts.
Reggie, it's Pam Roberts again. Get the tractor. Just do it. Pam Roberts is telling you to do it. Stop saying your name.
Need a tally for every time.
I just want to get a shirt that says hi. I'm Pam Roberts.
I am no joke. I am literally clipping the first time she introduces herself and just flooding it throughout this entire episode.
Please,
every time we say Pam Roberts, that scene is just going to pop. Hi, I'm Pam Roberts.
If we still streamed with a soundboard, I'd put that on there.
Oh yeah,
I still have it over there. I can put it
I wish Zoom had a soundboard. I would use it.
I think my favorite part of her saying her name is when, I think we already went past this part, but they're running down the stairs and Jason's about to go through the thing. Reggie falls and hurts his leg, and she still reminds him that after he hurt himself and she's yelling at him to get up, she also tells him, listen to me, I'm Pam.
Makes everything okay because she's Pam.
Yeah.
Who knew this was going to be the running gag for this entire episode?
I'm
Pam.
pissed. Now I'm pissed that there's not a scene in this where she gets thrown against the tool bench to the basement and she gets stabbed and she just screams, I'm Pam Roberts.
Or he doesn't kill her and she doesn't scream, you're killing Pam Roberts.
Yes. Yes.
Oh god!
I wish she referred to herself as Pam Roberts, the third person the entire fucking movie.
She might as well. So.
Damn it.
Oh, but I love though that when Jason gets hit, well, faux Jason I should say gets hit, he just looks down at his wound, just like, you fuckers made me bleed. Like, god damn it! I didn't think it was gonna be like this. But Pam Roberts stands up to him. She's like, I'm Pam Roberts, and I'm going to use a chainsaw.
Without any gas in it.
Yep. I do love, though, the little fight between them where it's like a chainsaw machete fight. Just fucking great. Then Tommy just randomly shows up like, oh, shit, what did I miss? And then he goes, Jason.
He comes in, he goes, I was looking for someone named Pam Roberts.
But the funniest thing is when Tommy walks into the barn, they show Roy's face like I'm gonna keep calling him faux Jason until we actually see it's Roy. But you could see the guy's eyes under the mask, like, fuck, this kid again. Actually, I didn't fight you before because I'm not really Jason.
Yeah.
But he gets a groin stab.
Yeah.
He's
that
like,
knife,
God,
man.
he's like, God damn it. Like, I didn't expect all of this. I thought this was going to be easy. Just generic stomach stab kills throughout the whole thing. But whatever. They get to the second level of the barn and they're fighting him. And then there's, I think, does Tommy come out and like kick him, or is it Reggie who kicks him?
Reggie kicks him and he starts hanging over the, he's like, they're basically redoing the part 3 ending where he's hanging off the whatever that window is on a barn. I'm sure there's a more technical term for it. He starts to come back up, and then Tommy comes out and like knifes him, and he falls to the white.
He's got the shetty and he hits him in the hand.
Yeah.
Yep. So
and he falls on top of the very suspiciously placed bed of impalement mechanisms.
Yeah,
to be
right.
seeing there.
Why is this ear? These barns are so dangerous.
But yeah, this is where
it's like Vlad the Impaler's like summer home or something. So
they're like, I wonder, where should we store the death spikes? Just put it at like a 45-degree angle, about 30 yards to the north.
Definitely make sure that you put it somewhere where if someone were falling out of something, they could land on it.
Yes. Seems like a great idea. Top work from you. But yeah, when he lands on the spikes, his mask flies off, and then that's where we get the reveal that it was Roy. But also, it's not just Roy. Roy somehow was able to get a not a full mask, but like the mask to cover the top of his head to the back of his head, so that the ears and everything else looked like Jason under the mask, instead of it just being Roy wearing the hockey mask. Fantastic.
It looks weird.
Fantastic. But then you get the backstory from the sheriff, I think, who mentions to Pam at the hospital, Pam Roberts, by the way, that Joey, the kid who died in the beginning of the movie, was Roy's son. And
because why not?
Yeah, and so he wanted to seek revenge, and instead of just killing everybody as himself, he studied, quote unquote, Jason Voorhees and what he did, and just pretended to be him.
Instead of getting revenge by killing the person that killed his son, he killed like 30 other people that had nothing really to do with his son being dead.
It would make sense if like Roy kills all the people at the facility or this development center, just because they were like there, and they maybe there was like revenge because they treated. You gotta
get the guy who actually did the killing.
Oh yeah, because guess what? That dude's just a jail cell somewhere. Like everyone's dead. Damn,
nice.
Like he didn't even attempt to come after me.
He's sitting there like, I really played my cards right by killing that one idiot. Like,
yeah, but also like he kills Demon and his girlfriend, who have nothing to do with this. They knew nothing about the situation.
Yeah, he's just taking a shit, dude.
Yeah, but they only knew probably from what the newspapers said. Who else? Like they could like, as much as Ethel and Junior suck. More Junior. Ethel's great, but as much as but they didn't do anything. They weren't involved in this. They just lived next door.
Yeah, Junior had it coming.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
we were fine. We were fine with his kill.
Well, I wonder if they brought Ethel into because she was like always threatening the folks there. So he's like, maybe. Fuck it, she's part of it too. I just like loosely.
But also, how often was Roy just coming around to the development center?
I would have liked it more if Roy, instead of being a paramedic, was a dentist and disowned his child because he liked chocolate too much.
You mean
it's ruining your fucking teeth? Like, fuck you, Dad, chocolate bars.
What? So like Willy Wonka? So like Christopher Lee and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Yep. Same thing. Yep.
I hate having to talk about that movie, but Christopher Lee's in that movie, so we'll talk about his scene.
Yes.
So yeah, Tommy has a dream that he stabs Pam Roberts, by the way.
She deserved it.
Yeah, we then get this is where she walks into the hospital and her shirt is now white as hell again. You're like,
again, why do we give Tommy a knife and a Jason mask, a butcher knife and a Jason mask while he's sitting in the hospital?
You can get him in the gift shop.
Yeah.
I mean, probably, but I would think of all the people that would be in this hospital, the last room that needs a Jason mask is probably Tommy's.
Yeah.
Yeah. We brought you this to cheer you up.
Right.
Well, that was the thing.
Souvenir
Is
for another one that you
they-
murked.
they really wanted Tommy to become Jason. They wanted him to become.
Well, that
the
would have
next
been
killer.
the logical thing
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah, but it didn't work out the way they wanted to, and then they ended up writing part 6 and kind of course corrected on what they wanted to do with the character. But yeah, he gets one final Jason vision, and then he puts on the mask, and you get the final shot of him. You think he's gonna stab Pam.
I actually would have liked it if he like this. Listen, guys, I'm gonna spoil a bit of sex story. If he did kill Pam, and then he's like, "This isn't for me," but he like stole her truck because that's what he drives in the next movie.
Hey, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Maybe you're just like supposed to fill in the gaps, or maybe he's like, "Listen, I didn't kill her. I merely mortally wounded her. She's in the hospital. I realized this ain't for me."
Yeah.
And then there we are.
Yeah, you may be right. But that's it. That is the plot of Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. Now it's time to go around the room and share our final thoughts and share where we're going to be inserting this into our new ranking system. Yes, John, we have a new ranking system on the show, which I will explain to you, which is...
I heard this, now I have to remember it.
Oh,
so.
yes. I forget. I always forget there are people who actually listen to our show, and John is one of them. So, but yeah,
I don't always remember though, so my memory is
fine.
great.
Usually, when it gets to about this part of the show, most people probably tune out. But yeah, there are 3 levels to the movies that we're talking about. The first one is the highest tier, which is the Dissect That Film seal of approval. The mid tier is It's a Movie, and the final one is Trash. So share your final thoughts on the movie, and then give us your ranking or rating, I should say.
Can I say that it's all 3 of those things?
I would love to say.
I kind of feel like it's.
I would
all 3
love
of
to
those
say
things.
yes, but I really would like if you had just one. If just you got to put in one category.
Okay. So before that, then I'll explain. Yes, this movie should be watched because it's a Friday the 13th movie. That's the biggest reason why you should watch it, is because it is that. I find it to be fun. I think once you start getting into mid 80s and this like lighter version of slasher movies, it's kind of like all the rest, but it still has Jason in it. If I'm gonna put a rating on it, like in that scale, I'm gonna say what is this again? It's a classic. It's a movie, and it's crap.
Dissect That. Does it get the Dissect That Film seal of approval, which is the highest rating? And then It's a Movie is like, it's good, but there are issues. And then Trash is just like, I will never watch this movie again.
I hate saying it, but I have to give it's good because it doesn't deserve the highest rating of anything. Like, it's got moments, it's rewatchable. I will watch it again, but it's definitely not like, it's not even the top half of this franchise, let alone the best of like the best. So
It's a Movie.
It's also trash, but like I like trash. So.
Trash can still be good.
But that's the thing. I think
love trash.
our trash rating is more like it's straight bad. Like it's not an enjoyable movie. It's not fun, and you'll never watch it again. So all right. Let's go with Angela.
Yeah. Good wife.
Oh, you got way too excited
Push you
for
out
that.
Yeah, I'm about to push you out of your chair.
Please.
I enjoyed watching this again. Yes, it has its moments that we have so thoroughly pointed out. Pam Roberts.
Pam Roberts.
But I have to say it's a movie. Yeah, I'll rewatch it, but only because it's a Friday the 13th movie.
Okay. So we got 2 It's a Movies so far. Dan, are you going to break the trend, or is it going to be another one?
Listen. I have things to say. I think this movie is fun. I enjoy watching this movie again. More is like the more times I watch it, I enjoy it more. And it's still not Jason, so I'm always a purist on that. But it's a Jason movie. The guy acts like Jason and does the thing.
He's Jason when you have Pam Roberts.
Yeah, and all the titties, even everybody's titties. Like, I think at one point, everybody in this movie should just not have a shirt, guys included. Just fucking everybody.
Just have a tank cut.
Like the end of it, just Roy's just chasing everybody down, just wearing pants and his Jason mask. Yeah, that would work for me. Okay. But yeah, like, and I agree with what John we talked about earlier. I don't think the characters are fleshed out, but I think that like I just found a lot of the people, even in in their moments, just enjoyable and ridiculous. It's probably because of the cocaine, but just to look like the dude punching Tommy Jarvis, like, dude, it's just a joke. It's just this like fucking forced ass jab, and he just like wrecks this dude's shit. And Demon's fun, and even the two dipshits with the broken down vehicle are fun because the dude does the random tune, and like even an Ethel and her annoying ass kid, I don't like them, but they're like memorable characters. Again, not fleshed out, just the actors doing their job, and I enjoy that part of them. And yeah, the kid, but I would agree. Like the biggest deficit of this movie is the slow decline of like kill quality. Like like John mentioned, for after 4, it's just like we just slowly get a decline in quality of kills, and they didn't want to fucking just stand up to it and actually oppose the idea and just put in whatever the fuck they wanted to and just release the movie the way they wanted to, like Romero did with Day of the Dead. But got to make that money, I understand. But yeah, but to answer everything, it's a movie because I can't give anything higher than that. We don't have things in the middle. I enjoy it. It's worth watching. Even though most people say to skip this one, I have heard a lot of people. My cousin told me that forever. I think you do need to see this. Even if you watch all of them, this one's definitely worth coming back to revisit every once in a while. So
I mean, I'm gonna just echo what Dan said. Like, it's just, if the kills were more memorable or just like more creative, I think this movie would be. I would probably give it the seal of approval because I think that's ultimately what you want out of these movies is creative and interesting kills. Like, yeah, the characters, like the characters that you're following, you don't have to be the most compelling. Because we're mostly just wanting to see what creative way they're going to die. And I think that's what the first 4 movies were able to do, is give us unique and creative kills with Jason, or with Pam in Pamela in the first one, not Pam Roberts. This movie
There's
just
your plot twist.
Yeah. Pam Roberts was Pamela the whole time. She just like Scooby-Doo's herself.
oh my God.
She would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you damn kids.
Yep. And your sex parties.
Oh my God. But yeah, I mean, it's just too many just stomach stabs, head stabs, like just basic nothing in this. I do actually appreciate kind of the whole hiding who the killer is for the majority of the movie until you see that it's, oh, is it Jason? And then it turns out to not be Jason. I think I can appreciate that whole idea a lot more now than I may have the last time watching this, or even all the other times I've watched this movie. And also, as much as there are, like I say, there is quite a bit of nudity in this. It's not as bad as I remember. Like, I thought there was way more, but I think it was just that one scene with the girl in the woods where it just kind of lingers on her for a long time. And then, of course, the girl in the bedroom with her just kind of sleeping with her tits out. And it's just like, other than that, like, yeah, there are other boobs, but it's just like, I thought it was way more. I thought that was like literally, like, we talked about it before doing this episode. It was like, this is the softcore porn of the Friday the 13th franchise. And to be honest, after watching, I'm like, it just kind of feels like most slashers of this time. Like, there was, I feel like there were probably other horror movies at the time that had way more than this.
Probably.
But I just, the kills alone, I have to give this it's a movie. Like, I hate to do it, but it's definitely the entry that I think I'll probably revisit more now after this latest rewatch, because I do think it's fun, but the kills alone being kind of lame kind of lower the score for me. So it's a movie for me. Now we're going to go over to social media and see what you all had to say about Friday the 13th, part 5. We're going to go over to Instagram, where our first one is from Reginald Grimsby, who says, I love this movie. This is the sleaziest of the Friday the 13th movies, but is just a great curveball. Pop Culture Reflections Pod says, it's fun as hell. Horror Fam says, maybe my favorite of the series. Such a strange and silly black comedy. The colorful cast of characters really make this one for me. Like a dirtier version of Halloween 2018. Interesting to compare it to Halloween 2018, but
I love when movies like this get called a black comedy.
Fans of the Dead podcast says, one of my favorites of the franchise. Andy Vanderbilt says, one that's grown on me. It's so absurd, sleazy, and weird. It's genuinely funny. Mouths of Madness says, this is supposed to be the black sheep of the series, but if we forget about Jason not being in it, it's super fun. Great horror scenes, lots of boobs, craziness, and enchiladas. Fans of the Dead podcast also state, morning, Ethel, horse shit. Spooky Twins 13 say, one of the best, clever and well written, damned enchiladas. And Big Bad Wolf 884 says, this one is one of the lesser entries for me. There's two big reasons to watch this movie, and you know exactly what I mean. I still can't believe
Roberts.
Yeah. I still can't believe the plot started because of an argument over a candy bar. Ridiculous.
Yep.
Oh my God. So true. So true. Let's see. Nothing there. I know we got one somewhere else. I gotta go to Blue Sky.
Check our Pornhub page.
I did not, unfortunately. I haven't started it yet. Over on Blue Sky, we got one from the podcast that wouldn't die who says, underrated. It's ridiculous fun. And then, of course, we got some responses over on our Discord, which you can join if you join the free tier over at our Patreon. We will, if you join even at the free tier, you will get a link to the Discord. So if you want to be a part of it, check us out over there. All right, let me find it because we got to do. I posted what we were doing, and then everybody had to comment about Tommy Jarvis in part 6, and so I got to make sure I don't read those yet.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Our first one is from Spicy Dan, who says, damn, Roy, even though it isn't Jason, this installment is still a good movie. Never offer a guy with an axe chocolate and limit your enchilada intake.
Yes.
So true.
Good advice.
Mm-hmm. Lo Wang says, in this installment, we get Jason at home. Tommy Jarvis rocketing through puberty and Joanna Man with those damn enchiladas. Oh. And then I will mention the thing that started the whole Tommy Jarvis conversation from part 6, and that is from Charlie from Give Me Back My Action horror movies and from B Action, who said, after this, it's all Tommy Jarvis's fault. Every death is on his hands.
It is. Yep.
Oh,
I don't know if I agree with that. I'd say it's all Pam Roberts' fault for not taking care of Tommy Jarvis in this fucking movie.
God damn it, Pam Roberts. But that is going to be it for us when it comes to Friday the 13th, part 5, A New Beginning. Now I can say the next episode of the Dissect That Film podcast will be Leprechaun in Space. And we will have our good friend, the official Joey C, back on because he is our Leprechaun man. And
he is.
As John is our Friday the 13th co-host, we have
is he short and green?
No, but yeah.
No, Italian.
We couldn't get. Yeah, he is Italian. Yep.
They have green on their flag.
Close enough.
Yeah. But yeah, we're very excited to talk probably when Leprechaun gets. I don't want to say weird because Leprechaun franchise is weird all the way around. But like,
yeah, it is.
When your franchise starts going into space, shit's about to get real.
Real good.
Yeah.
Real entertaining.
We just saw Jason X in the background earlier.
Very true.
Fuck yeah.
I'm a big fan of throwing slashers in space. The fact that we haven't had Leatherface in space or Ghostface in space.
Not true.
They rhyme.
Oh, no, not Leatherface. Sorry, Pinhead's been in space.
Can we just name that movie Leather Space?
We should.
That should be the name of the movie.
I'd watch it.
Yeah. But next week, you guys are getting a brand new episode of The Monster Zone, where we'll be talking about the New Zealand horror flick Black Sheep. So that's an exciting one. I've never seen it before, so I'm very intrigued to see how that is going to be, and very excited about that conversation. Yeah, and then we end it with Leprechaun in Space. But yeah, that'll be the rest of March for us. But now it's time for our guest to tell us what he's got going on with his show and where we can find it. So hit us, John.
So what's going on with my show? So I don't even know if we said it. I host DeweyPodmonster. It's another show that talks about movies and shit.
I will take the blame for that. Usually when it's a repeat guest, I usually forget to do that. What do you do? What is your show? Because it's like, you people know who you are.
I wasn't saying it as a negative. I couldn't remember if we already talked about it.
Probably.
So as far as what's going on our show, so this is coming out in March. So in February, we did Charles Bronson month. So we did an entire month of Charles Bronson movies, which let me tell you, if you are frustrated with the state of the world, nothing like watching 4 Charles Bronson movies in a row to make you feel better. Like, surprisingly helpful. March is our annual Crummy Movie March Marathon. This year we're focusing on Terminator knockoffs. So every week in March we'll have a different Terminator knockoff. And then, of course, we'll have a Friday the 13th episode as well. I think we're on part 8 for that. So that will be coming up in around the same time as this, obviously. As for where you can find us, we're on pretty much every we're on every podcast platform. We're on YouTube, and we're You Run Podcast Network members, so you can find us at yourunpodcast.com. Or if you want to talk to me on social media, I wouldn't recommend it, but you can find me at crap.town on Blue Sky or DeweyPodmonster everywhere else.
Well, we will have all of those links in the description of the video or in the show notes, so make sure to check DeweyPodmonster out. They're a weekly listen for me, even though I am so behind with podcasts right now, but there are days where it is all about DeweyPodmonster. It's a great show where yes, they talk about movies every episode, but it doesn't feel like your typical movie podcast, which is always a plus when you listen to a lot of movie podcasts, as I do. So yeah, check out DeweyPodmonster and all the things that they do. Make sure to follow us wherever you can. We have a LINKTREE, which is kind of the easiest way to find all of our links. You go to LINKTREE/DissectThatFilm, where we have all of our social medias, which we're primarily going to be sticking to Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. Twitter, I'm kind of slowly, it still exists, but I'm not posting there as often. I just don't like being on Twitter right now, just for personal reasons. But you will find, like, I post a lot of stuff on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. We have the Discord, which I mentioned before. By joining our Patreon, you can gain access to that. We also have an Instagram for our Monster Zone show. So I'm going to be posting all of our Monster Zone stuff over on that Instagram. So if you want to follow our other Instagram account, it's at the Monster Zone, which is pretty crazy that I was actually able to get that get that name, that no one already had it. Even though I followed
it, and my first thought was, did he get hacked again?
No, I have made sure to not fall for those stupid scams anymore. And two-factor authentication is automatic as soon as I create anything now. So gotta be prepared the best you can. But yeah, there's a lot of things you could do to support us. We have a merch stop. We have a merch shop over on TeePublic, where they have deals all the time where you can buy shirts, sweatshirts, hats, all that stuff, which is really cool if you could do that. But if you can't do that, go to your favorite podcast app, rate us 5 stars, because the more 5-star ratings we get, the more people will kind of discover us, start listening to us. And then we have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/DissectThatFilm, where we have the video version of the podcast, where I like to throw in clips and all other stuff that you don't see, of course, when you're listening to the podcast. So if that's how you consume podcasts, we're over there as well. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, help us out, leave a comment, because I love reading your comments, and like the video. And then lastly, well, I did talk about Patreon, but the perks for Patreon is that for $1, you can get early access to episodes. They're uncut. So you get a pre-show, you get pretty much all the things that kind of go on in the episode that will probably eventually get cut. And we have monthly watch-alongs, which in February, we didn't do a watch-along, unfortunately, because of scheduling, but we will be back in March doing a watch-along. So either it happened already or it's going to happen, and we don't know what we're going to be watching yet. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, that'd be great if you could support us over there. But like I said, there are ways you can support us for free. And lastly, I want to thank all of the wonderful people who support us over on Patreon. We have Dustin Elkins, Rudy5453, Bucket of Chum, the Shark Movie Podcast, Corey Morissette, Daniel Collins, Jordan Champion, Lo Wang, Doom Generation, Angela, Dissect That Dan, the Baron's Hideout Podcast, Eric Stein, Robert Stewart, Jason, Anna Presley, Lone Wolf, and Derek Afolder. Thank you so much for supporting us over on Patreon, and thank you to everybody else for supporting us, period, because without you, this show would have ended a long time ago. So until next time, I am Brett Parker. That is Dan Angelo of DNA Gaming, and that is John from DeweyPodmonster. This has been episode 229 of the Dissect That Film Podcast. See y'all again on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Pam Roberts.
Don't have sex in the woods on somebody else's property.